The final episode of the CSA preview has been recorded, and it's been a long one, but now based on the poll results, we're going to be starting our next preview LP in Imperial Civil War 2.3 as the Empire in the Art of War scenario starting in Era 2. So that's the Thrawn era. I did a bunch of polls based on, or about what content you guys wanted to see next, and those were what won. So that's what we're going to be doing. The last few episodes of the CSA LP will still be coming out over the next few days, but they are all recorded and rendered. We did them on Twitch over the last week or so. But this the Imperial Let's Play will be starting on Saturday, and that's going to coincide with the launch of my new lore channel, which is called Corey's Datapad. So that's basically a channel where I'm going to do different lore videos on different topics. So some of it you may be slightly familiar with from the mod, but if you haven't seen it anywhere else and you'd like to learn more about that kind of stuff, then that could be a place to do it. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out. The first video will be out on Saturday about the huts. But as with all of my Thrawn's Revenge playthroughs on this channel, for those of you who aren't familiar with that, you can get a ship with a custom name and fighter loadout in those playthroughs. This is something I do, among other things, to thank people who are a patron, a channel member, or a Twitch sub, which would include people who use their free subscription from Amazon Prime on the channel, since their support is essentially what lets me focus on this kind of content as a full-time job. So if you are interested in getting a ship in the playthrough, or just supporting the channel through Patreon, the link's in the description where you can see the full details on how to do so, and where you'd be able to post your ship request. There's a full rundown of the ships available there as well, a list of what fighters are available. For the first tier, the options are Carracks, Tonfalks, Lancers, and Stormtroopers. For the second tier, we have Acclimators, Vindicators, Immobilizer 418s, Nogri Commando Squads, ATSTs, and 2M Saber Tanks. For the third tier, which would include Twitch subs and YouTube channel members. So for those, if you are a Twitch sub or you're one of the channel members on YouTube, you'd still make the request on Patreon. So you'd still post the ship loadout and the name in the Patreon thread. It's just throw in your Twitch username or your YouTube username so I can make sure I know who's who. But those options are MTCs, Dreadnoughts, Strike Cruisers, and ATAAs. For Tier 4, we have Venators, Victory 1s, Victory 2s, IDTs, TIE Crawlers, and A5 Juggernauts. For Tier 5, there are Imperial 1 Star Destroyers, Tectors, Interdictor Star Destroyers, and SPM-ATs. For Tier 6, there's World Devastators, Allegiances, and ISD-2s, as well as XR-85s and AT-ATs for ground units. There's also the A6 Juggernaut. Then Tier 7, which is the highest tier, we have the Executor and Sovereign. Those are limited to one each, and I believe those have already been claimed, and also the Praetor. So again, this is just a way for me to thank people and get them involved in the playthrough, because the patrons, Twitch subs, all that is what makes it possible for this to be a full-time job for me and focus as much time as I do on content creation. Otherwise, I'd have to go work somewhere else, and this would all have to be done in free time, which would really limit my ability to do stuff and get stuff done faster. But if you can't support that way or don't want to support that way, that I totally understand. But this, again, is just for those who are able to and want to, and just a way to sort of give back to them in a small way. But again, the first video will be going up on Saturday, so regardless, I hope you're all looking forward to the start of that playthrough, the launch of Corey's Datapad, and we're going to be doing Fall of the Republic stuff coming up, as well as next week we're going to be starting a Phoenix Rising playthrough after the CSA stuff is done. We're finally going to get back to doing playthroughs in other games as well, continuing the Stellaris playthrough that kind of fell off while I had to record the other stuff and start working on some of the start for this playthrough and the next one. XCOM, I'd like to get back to streaming that. I also have an Elgato, so I can stream some Switch games that I have that I kind of want to do. But yeah, so a bunch of stuff coming up for the channel. Hope you're all looking forward to it as much as I am, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.